like him.
Everyone's getting married before their brains even develop.
Me all week, lie to me, and then
if you look at it that way, Taylor, yes.
Yeah. My gosh, are you miserable?
Yeah. It's not going to get better. He's not going to change.
You're going to lose everything.
I don't care.
I feel like I need to tell you something.
A killer may be closer than anyone imagined on a new Will Trent tomorrow at 8/7 Central.
80 people survived an unimaginable terror as their jet crash landed upside down and on fire in Toronto. Next on Action News, the dramatic video from a passenger's viewpoint as they scrambled out of that aircraft and the investigation into the 4th North American airline crash in just weeks.
Did you know using the Grocery Outlet app gives you the opportunity to win groceries for life? Imagine never paying for groceries again.
Well, what if I can't decide? Avocados or tomatoes?
Why choose? At Grocery Outlet, you can afford both. And not just the basics. With Grocery Outlet, you'll find all your favorite brands included, including gluten-free pasta and my favorite cookies. Everything's included.
So burgers and steaks for life?
You've got to win first.
Still worth it.
Now that's bargain bliss.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale.
Friday through Sunday.
Fresno Convention Center. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in one day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Fresno Convention Center. Free admission. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Now on Live at 11, flipped flight. The shocking crash landing of a Delta jet adds to the list of aviation incidents involving American-based airlines. The weather conditions that may have contributed to the mishap with a miracle ending.
Plus, bear sign bandit, a thief stole the animal outline from Merced's Applegate Park Zoo. The call for clues in a frustrated community that's tired of crime.
And we're tracking the potential for morning fog in the AccuWeather forecast.
Then Frenchie found. A beloved dog is reunited with her family after thieves swiped the pup from the backyard. The arrest that led to other stolen property along with the pet.
ABC 30 Action News starts now with breaking news.
An investigation is underway tonight in Fresno County, where police have confirmed a person has died after being hit by a train. This is a live look at the scene at Maple and Muscat Avenues, just south of the city limits. The Highway Patrol is taking over the investigation. Stay with Action News for continuing updates on this breaking story.
Turning now to weather, we're on fog watch tonight. Here's a live look at the clear conditions outside from the ABC 30 downtown Fresno Skycam. But a hazardous haze threatens to form overnight. Drivers heading to work tomorrow after the long President's Day weekend may encounter fog on valley highways.
Chief Meteorologist Kevin Musso is tracking the return of the dangerous mist. Kevin.
High pressure after recent rains will promote that fog. Clear skies aloft, steady, slow wind or no wind at the ground. And the formula and the stage is set for fog once these temperatures that are right now in the 40s cool into the upper 30s and low 40s, matching with the dew point temperature and fog forming on the ground, and which, as you see, is going to be happening right around 6 a.m. to around 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's not completely widespread, but where it does occur, it will be patchy and localized dense fog to contend with. There'll be some up in the foothills as well. Then tomorrow, we're back to the upper 50s and low 60s around the valley floor.
Thank you, Kevin. Stunning scenes from the plane crash in Toronto, Canada. Passengers had to crawl out of the wreckage of the upside-down Delta jet. Flight attendants and other passengers helped each other out of the aircraft and onto the runway. 80 people were on board the plane, rushing to get out before it caught fire. Airport officials say at least 18 passengers were taken to hospitals with some critical injuries.
Investigators are now working to determine why that aircraft flipped. ABC's Irene Shaw has what authorities are saying about the weather at the time of the crash.
An investigation is underway into how a Delta plane flipped upside down while landing. These dramatic images showing smoke gushing out of the fuselage after the plane carrying 80 people crash landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport Monday afternoon.
At approximately 2:30 p.m. is Delta Airlines Flight 4819 from Minneapolis to Toronto, operated by subsidiary Endeavour Air, was involved in a single aircraft accident upon landing at Toronto Pearson. We are very grateful that there was no loss of life and relatively minor injuries.
We just had a crash on runway 23 here.
John Nelson was on that flight regional CRJ 900 operated by Endeavour Air, traveling from Minneapolis, and shared these moments on the ground from Pearson International Airport.
Toronto, we just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
The airline activating its passenger inquiry center for loved ones of passengers in the crash to be able to connect with Delta to get more information. Emergency crews rushed 17 passengers to nearby hospitals, including one child. A man in his 60s and woman in her 40s were critically hurt. No one was killed. Passengers escaped the aircraft as smoke came out of the plane.
Just so you are, there's people outside walking around the aircraft there. Yeah, we've got it. The aircraft's upside down and burning.
Ron James was inside the airport and saw smoke pouring out from the plane.
Seen a bunch of smoke, and then we've seen some fire trucks go, and then I seen a trolley carrying a helicopter, and wondered what was going on. And I got to the door of my plane, and they just said, we're not going anywhere.
This as the Toronto Airport fire chief says the runway was dry at the time of the crash and there were no crosswind conditions. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In the North Valley, police are searching for the thief who stole the artwork from the new sign at Merced's Applegate Park Zoo over the weekend. It's one of several thefts in the area over the past few years, and now it's frustrating people working to improve the community.
Action News reporter Vince Ibarra joins us live in the studio tonight with what the sign means to people in Merced. Vince?
Well, Margot, Warren, this has upset a lot of people in the community. This sign was recently put up at Applegate Zoo, and it was one of the many improvements for the space. Tonight, the city of Merced is wanting the person who did this to make it right and return the sign.
I was very saddened and just very disappointed.
Merced resident Cindy Deno is disheartened after this recently installed bear sign was stolen from Applegate Zoo. Deno says she volunteers at the zoo twice a week, and this theft is personal.
The staff here work extremely hard on very limited budgets, and so this is just a heartbreak for our community.
The city of Merced says the sign, which was put on display last month, was taken sometime between Saturday evening at 5:30 and Sunday morning at 6.
It's really bad. It's a bummer. I thought, they're trying to make this a better place for the kids and the community, actually.
We try to make the city as nice as possible, and everything we do we have to fight for, and it's hard. And it's just too bad sometimes that our community, be it through things being stolen, we've had number of examples over the past few years of that.
Merced Mayor Matthew Serrato says this isn't the first time the area has seen theft. In December, this iconic rocket made from a World War II fuel tank was stolen from Kittyland. Someone found it weeks later and returned it. In 2022, a bronze plaque honoring Stephen Stainer and Timothy White was stolen from Applegate Park. Stainer was kidnapped from Merced in 1972 and held captive until he escaped 7 years later with White. The memorial, which was dedicated to child violence and abduction victims, was never recovered. But this time, Mayor Serrato hopes for a different outcome.
It's not funny, it's not cute, it hurts everybody, and it hurts our quality of life. And we need to really transform as a community, transform our attitudes, and make sure we all take pride in this town and work to build this town up and help everybody.
And guys, Merced Fire Station 51 on 16th Street is offering to be a drop-off location for the sign if someone comes in contact with it. If you see it or have surveillance footage taken near the zoo from over the weekend, you're encouraged to contact Merced Police. Warren?
Thank you, Vince. In an Extra News update tonight, Madera Community Hospital may reopen to the public any day now, more than 2 years after it suddenly closed. County leaders tell Action News they're awaiting the results of the State Health Department's survey before the doors can open. But several items still need review. Teams will look over policy procedures and employee files, along with the hospital facilities, supplies, and equipment. The 100-bed facility abruptly closed its doors due to years of financial struggles, forcing many people in Madero to seek care at hospitals elsewhere. County leaders say it takes time to provide the best critical care.
Having served on the prior board, I know how hospitals, they're incredibly complex. I mean, we have the California Department of Public Health in here, but there are multitudes of other agencies that oversee hospitals and have to ensure that they're being run properly.
Over the past year, the hospital was remodeled and several job fairs were held to hire new staff. The CEO says once the hospital passes state health department inspections, the facility should receive the clearance to reopen.
In the South Valley, a Porterville neighborhood is shaken tonight after a confrontation between a resident and a suspected thief led to a shooting. Police responded to Date Avenue near Lotus Street just after 5 o'clock this morning after two people were seen stealing from cars. Officers say a resident confronted one of the suspects, which led to a fight. One of the suspects pulled out a gun and shot the resident. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. Several neighbors were shaken by the unusual violence.
I've been here for 17 years and it's been quiet, you know, along with all the neighbors and stuff, and it was just a shocking just to see, you know, what happened this morning.
Both suspects were detained by Porterville police as this investigation continues.
In Valley headlines tonight, a 17-year-old driver died after crashing into a canal Saturday night in Merced County. CHP officers say the team was driving on Snelling Road when he swerved and landed in the water.
Longtime broadcaster and businessman Al Smith has died at the age of 86. He worked as the general manager of KMJ Radio, then served as CEO of the Fresno Chamber of Commerce until retiring in 2016.
Today's 10th annual Central Valley Women's Stand Up offered various services for local female veterans. The all-volunteer nonprofit Central Valley Veterans organized the event to support military women.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony was hosted this morning at G Street in downtown Reedley for Brick and Stone Coffee. The business is celebrating its second location. Dinuba is the coffee shop's first location.
A heartwarming reunion today in Merced as a French bulldog was returned to its owner after being taken from its home. The owner, Kimberly Barron, says her dog Hazel was stolen from her own yard in Atwater last week. Hazel had been missing for 3 days.
Honestly, I was very devastated. My kids have autism and she's part of our family. And honestly, without her, we didn't feel like home.
Today, Merced police found the dog, stolen tools, and firearms as they conducted a search warrant on Cortana Court. Officers arrested 24-year-old Moises Arredondo and 36-year-old Randy Glass for possession of stolen property and firearms, among other charges. Hazel's owner says she's grateful to police for reuniting her with her baby. Although the dog seems okay, her owner plans to take her to the vet just to have her checked out to make sure.
A California lawman wants to be the new sheriff in town in Sacramento.
The Republican running for governor promising change while addressing past controversies.
Plus, employee outrage. South Valley protesters hit the highway against federal layoffs. Their demands for job protection as the government downsizing continues.
Hello, I'm Eliza Navarro. And I'm Anna Torrea. Tomorrow on Action News AM Live, a special election to fill a South Valley Assembly seat is now about a week away.
The deadline for those looking to vote by mail for District 32 in Tulare County.
Plus, we've also got your full AccuWeather forecast, the latest news of the day, and some fun along the way.
Only on Action News AM Live beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Thursday. It's the street drug that's turning Valley families' lives upside down.
If we don't do something to stop this scourge, we are going to see that fentanyl is going to destroy a generation of Americans.
An exclusive look at the state of fentanyl in the Central Valley.
Fentanyl is a lot cheaper than cocaine and methamphetamine, so it's in a business aspect of it. Why not throw fentanyl in this stuff?
And law enforcement's plan to keep our kids safe. Thursday on Action News Live at 6:30.
If you've been hurt in an accident and you need results, call Sweet James. Here are just some of the recent wins for our injured clients. Call the firm that wins big. Call Sweet James.
Love and the 350K I Love jackpots are in the air at
at Table Mountain Casino Resort. Play Ricky's Riches Stage Game, and you could win $25,000 the 23rd. On Mondays, get 3 times your points playing table games. Then it's double your free play Tuesdays. And Wednesdays and Thursdays, you can win some fancy Vince Camuto jewelry. Only at Table Mountain Casino Resort.
First Steps Recovery helped show me a different way of life, a life free from addiction.
They took control. First Steps Recovery supported me. They gave me the tools that I needed to succeed.
I reconnected with old friends, and I made new friends along the way.
I found new passions, a new life, a new purpose.
I'm so grateful for First Steps Recovery. They helped me get my life back.
Take the first step. Call the experts at First Steps Recovery today.
If you've been hurt in an accident and you need results, call Sweet James. Here are just some of the recent wins for our injured clients. Call the firm that wins big. Call Sweet James.
Stream Action News for free 24/7 with Samsung TV Plus.
Action News live at 11 with Margot Kim, Warren Armstrong, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Musso, and Stephen Hicks. Taking action together. This is ABC 30 Action News.
New tonight, protesters gathered in Tulare County against the recent mass layoffs of federal employees. Demonstrators lined Highway 198 near the Three Rivers Post Office, holding signs urging protection for Forest Service jobs. Action News reached out to the National Park Service. We have yet to hear back. Protests took place across the country today, pushing back against Elon Musk and the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, is sweeping through the federal workforce, acting on what they say is a mandate from the American voters. The administration faces a slew of legal challenges as DOGE fires thousands of government employees at the Department of Education, the Federal Aviation Administration, Veterans Affairs, and other agencies. Tonight, DOGE's updated website says that total estimated savings are $55 billion since forming last month. DOGE claims that number is a combination of several factors, such as fraud detection, contract cancellations, workforce reduction, and program changes.
A recent request from the Secretary of Homeland Security is putting some leaders and undocumented workers on edge in the Valley. In a recent letter obtained by ABC News, Secretary Kristi Noem asked the IRS to provide agents who could help with apprehension and removal efforts after she moved to deputize the agents. The IRS already has the information of many undocumented immigrants on file, since some pay federal taxes. The possible cooperation and sharing of information between the two agencies is now leading some to call it a weaponization of government.
If an agency developed a program to collect taxes, because it's the only way that those people can pay, because we failed to give them work authorization, and they're doing all of the good things, and then we turn around and we use it against the people, I will tell you this, people aren't going to trust the government.
Nisei Farmers League President Manuel Cunha says he has already heard from several concerned farm workers and their employers. He goes on to say they are vowing to, quote, shut it down by stopping work if the government goes forward with its plan. On the other side, Republican lawmakers such as Modesto's Tom McClintock believe illegal immigration has cost the country millions and strained American families for too long.
Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco announced his intention today to run as a Republican for California governor. He's known for being outspoken and never afraid to weigh in on political matters.
For decades, the party in complete control of our government has tried the same failed ideas and the same failed policies that haven't worked.
Bianco is no stranger to controversy. More than a decade ago, he paid for a one-year membership to the right-wing group, the Oath Keepers. But in June of 2020, he also took a knee with Black Lives Matter protesters. He is the most prominent Republican to announce a run for governor so far. The last time California had a Republican leader was when Arnold Schwarzenegger was sworn in back in 2003. A crowded list of Democrats have already announced they're running, including Lieutenant Governor Alani Kounalakis.
Parts of the country are still reeling from a destructive winter storm.
Washed away in West Virginia, a family can only watch as dangerous floodwaters take their car on a watery journey.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 3.9% APR on 2024 Sierra heavy-duty models. See your Central Valley GMC dealer today.
Life is full of challenges for older adults. That's not an unfamiliar theme. For some, it's all too familiar. At Valley Caregiver Resource Center, our passion is providing the tools you need to take care of your loved ones and take better care of yourself. Families impacted by Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, traumatic brain injury, stroke, and other chronic illnesses have found the help they need at Valley Caregiver Resource Center. Learn more by calling 559-224-9154.
This 18-wheeler driver ran a red light and collided with a family of 4. We were able to help this family and get them over $14 million.
If you've been injured, call Dunyan Law. That's 877-DUNYAN.
Monday, March 3rd, live from the Oscar stage, it's Lives After the Oscars show in Hollywood.
Most Planet Fitness clubs are open 24 hours, so you can work out whenever.
We're coming in early.
Staying late.
Whatever works for you.
Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th.
Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event. With big savings on the hottest new Toyotas. Right now, get low financing on the versatile RAV4. Or check out the Grand Highlander Hybrid. Or adventure-ready Land Cruiser. Hurry in for the final days of Toyota's President's Day sales event. Toyota, let's go places.
Most Planet Fitness clubs are open 24 hours, so you can work out whenever.
We're coming in early.
Staying late.
Whatever works for you.
Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th.
A weekend storm brought severe flooding to several states. Take a look at the raging waters washing away a white Mustang down a river near Panther, West Virginia. Heather Bailey, who took this video, says they were not able to move her cousin's car to higher ground before the waters came rushing in. Authorities say at least one person has died due to the flooding in West Virginia.
Well, our storm has passed, and now the fog is rolling back in.
Each morning, yes. Warmer, though, as we get into the weekend ahead, so maybe that'll help us a little bit with the power bill that we're having right now, because keeping our homes warm has been a bit of a challenge. We were clear enough to see down to the valley there on the Meadow Lake Skycam, and we do not see evidence of any fog just yet. However, in the overnight hours, as the temperature and the dew point come together, it'll start manifesting here or there. 63 was the high this afternoon for Fresno. Yesterday, 65. The average, 62. And surprisingly, it's been as warm as 84 on this date. This is the high-pressure ridge right now that'll be blocking all storms away from California for the time being. As it continues to move inland, we're going to warm up a little bit later in the week, and especially for the weekend and the start of next week. But we're looking at futurecast fog right now, where we do see localized, patchy, dense pockets of fog, somewhere between roughly around 6 in the morning to roughly around 10 in the morning. So you may encounter it, hopefully not, but you also will probably see it driving in or out of the mountainous areas as some of those low clouds bank into the mountain range, as we've been seeing each day. The storm track does kind of dig a little bit over northern California for Wednesday to early Thursday, with winter-type travel over the Tahoe Pass if you're heading in that direction midweek, or north of the Shasta, Siskiyou area. Otherwise, things are going to be quiet, and a warming trend is in place as the storms are going to go way up to the north here into Vancouver and Washington by the time we get to the weekend, and not anywhere near us.
46 in Redding, 53 in Bakersfield, in between 49 in Fresno. Temperatures are a little bit colder than last night at this time by, say, about 3 to 4 degrees in most locations. Here's a live look at the Kauai Health Center in Visalia. And at the airport, the wind has died down. We had breezy to windy conditions today, and it's 45 degrees. Air quality is really not too much of a concern. Moderate through most locations of the valley for tomorrow. Sunshine back in the Sierra with seasonal conditions after morning lows in the 30s, 40s and 50s higher up, 20s and 30s for overnight lows at 5,000 feet or higher, 42 for Fresno, upper 30s tomorrow morning, promoting the fog that we do expect to see at daybreak. There could even be a light frost in parts of the valley where we don't see the fog. And in the extended forecast, 70 by Saturday, mid-70s at the start of next week.
Wow, what a turn. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin.
It's early in the season, but things are already looking really good for the Diamond Dogs.
Especially if you've got the nickname the Milkman. That's what one of the Dogs' aces has. And we'll look at that Fresno State pitcher honored by the conference as the Diamond Dogs look for the series win tonight. Plus, A.J. Johnson given back to Fresno. We'll hear from the NBA rookie on his return to his hometown.
If you're feeling happy now, wait until you see what I have to show you. Denzel Washington, Jennifer Aniston, Zendaya, Chris Stapleton.
Kimmel brings the best in show.
You're good with that?
I'm ready.
Then sign me up.
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC. Get 0% APR for 60 months on 2024 GMC EV models. We are professional grade GMC.
Roundtable Pizza has 3 delicious new shareables. Be gone. Or at least, we intended them to be. Choose from fiery jalapeno poppers, cheesy mozzarella sticks, and savory Parmesan Idaho potato wedges. But there's no need to get greedy, because the Dragon's Bounty Sampler Platter gives a taste of all 3 delights. Pair it with your favorite Roundtable Pizza, a feast you can share with all. Or not. Order today at roundtablepizza.com.
Did you know using the Grocery Outlet app gives you the opportunity to win groceries for life? Imagine never paying for groceries again.
Well, what if I can't decide? Avocados or tomatoes?
Why choose? At Grocery Outlet, you can afford both. And not just the basics. With Grocery Outlet, you'll find all your favorite brands included, including gluten-free pasta and my favorite cookies. Everything's included.
So burgers and steaks for life?
You've got to win first.
Still worth it.
Now that's bargain bliss.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. Did you know you can choose your Medi-Cal health plan with a low or no-cost healthcare plan for everything from doctor visits to mental health? Choose Calviva Health, the Central Valley's choice for Medi-Cal.
I'm Nicole, and I love my Tough Shed.
I'm Stephanie, and I love my Tough Shed.
I'm Laura, and I love my Tough Shed building.
I'm Jacques with Jacques in the Garden, and I love my Tough Shed.
I'm Cass, and I love my Tough Shed building.
Configure your new dream building and get it installed within a day. This month, you can save up to $1,000 off your new Tough Shed. But don't hesitate. This deal ends February 28. Click, call, or visit.
For the second straight season, Jack Anchor leaves opening weekend as the Mountain West Pitcher of the Week. It follows his Friday start, where he tossed 6 shutout innings. The Tulare Western grad striking out a career-high 10 batters. Now the Diamond Dogs hosting a Big 12 school. After winning the first 2 games, Fresno State looking for the series-clinching win against BYU. Ryan Overland's side coming off a game where they scored just 1 run. Bases loaded in the 6th. Cougs able to get out of it with the force out to third here, but the lights once again shining on a Valley native, Griffin Sotomayor, transferring in from Washington State. This is the Turlock native with his first home run as a Bulldog. That gives State the 3-2 lead. Victor Ariolo had 7 strikeouts, but the bullpen cannot hold on as the Cougars rally for 4 runs to get a series split. Next up for the Dogs is CSU Fullerton on Friday. Softball team hosting Utah. Those Utes were a tournament team last year. 3-run home run here from Lauren Almeida turns a 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 lead. Game tied at 3 when we go to extras. That's where Alyssa Roballedo walks him off with a sac fly. 4th straight win for Fresno State, who head to Palm Springs for a tournament on Friday. Well, he flew under the radar for years until we heard his name called in the first round last year in the NBA draft. Now Fresno's A.J. Johnson giving back to his hometown of Fresno. Sports anchor Alec Nolan has more from Johnson's free event earlier today.
A line out the door of downtown Fresno's South Stadium Monday morning. Hundreds of students eager to meet a real-life NBA player.
Came so I can meet A.J. Johnson.
Fresno native turned NBA rookie A.J. Johnson back in town for All-Star Weekend.
It means everything to me, honestly.
Bringing with him free backpacks and T-shirts thanks to his partnership with Adidas Basketball.
Giving back to the youth and inspiring them, letting them know that they could do the same thing that I did and even more.
His path to the NBA ranks unconventional. After spending his freshman season with San Joaquin Memorial, Johnson transferred to Taft High School in Woodland Hills before making a jump to the National Basketball League in Australia.
That was mainly the main reason, honestly, just to, get that challenge.
That move would pay off, with Johnson taken in the first round of last year's NBA draft.
The Milwaukee Bucks select A.J. Johnson from Fresno, California.
A small city, so it's hard for people to really get out here and see it, but no, there's definitely a lot of talent in all sports.
Giving back to Fresno after being taken in the first round is something he shares with his close friend, Jalen Green.
That's my brother. I feel like blood couldn't make us any closer. I've known him since I was like 10 years old.
And just halfway through his rookie season, Johnson already experiencing the business side of the NBA. Just 2 weeks ago, the Bucks trading him to Washington.
I would say just like the opportunity. It's a lot of other young guys on the team like me. Yeah, being able to play a lot more.
Regardless of what city he reps on the floor, Johnson is sticking by his hometown for years to come.
And let them know they got somebody that's, support them, whatever they're trying to do.
In Fresno, Alec Nolan, ABC 30 Action News.
Tell you what, that's a cool thing to see, especially for a rookie who could be enjoying this break, but instead he comes back and gives back like he did today.
And probably many more times after this.
Well, let's cross our fingers.
The kids loved it, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. A savory event this weekend in Clovis will have you on the move.
Tasty Trail, the rolling food extravaganza featuring the best culinary team-up since peanut butter meets jelly.
And Action News is now streaming for free 24/7 on YouTube. Search for ABC 30, hit that subscribe button, and start streaming your favorite newscasts.
America's #1 news, ABC News, now streaming 24/7 on Disney+.
I'm not happy with the way that PG&E handled the wildfires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand. We're adding a ton of sensors. As soon as something comes in contact with the power line, it'll turn off so that there's not a risk that's going to fall to the ground and start a fire.
Okay.
And I want you to be able to feel the improvements. We've been able to reduce wildfire risk from our equipment by over 90%.
And that's something I want to believe.
When you want the best quality and safety, ask anyone who owns a Honda why it's gotta be Honda. Drive a new Honda from just $269 a month. Hondas are in stock and on sale. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Adventist Health partners with you to offer expert care at every stage of life. We're your partner in lifelong health and wellness, here to help you reach everything you're made for.
Space, the new frontier. For one of my billboards, wherever there is or will be people, there's sure to be accidents, and insurance companies willing to go to great lengths to deny claims. Well, too bad, because I go to greater lengths, and I win big. So wherever you are, or will be, Sweet James will be there to go to the moon and back for you. If you get injured in an accident, wherever that may be, call Sweet James.
KFC has drummed up a 7-piece value meal for just $15.99. With 7 drumsticks and thighs, mashed potatoes with gravy and biscuits, this meal hits all the right notes. And for just $15.99, it's a value that's right on beat.
ABC 30 and Tachi Palace Casino Resort bring you this real incident solve. The category is phrase. Stay tuned.
There's more fun at
the Tachi Palace Casino Resort than you can shake a stick at, but I'm gonna try. Shake, 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 fun, fun, fun. Shake, 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 fun, shake, shake, fun, fun. Shake. There's more fun at the Tachi Palace Casino Resort.
This Wheel Instant Solve is What Are the Odds? Watch Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7:30, only on ABC 30.
A&E Pressure Washers, serving the Central Valley for nearly 4 decades as the premier provider of heavy-duty commercial steam cleaners and pressure washers. They're in stock and ready for delivery with a vast selection that includes a variety of units that rival even the lowest price deals you can find online. Known for service, A&E can come to you and repair your old unit, no matter where you bought it. So don't condemn it. Revive it with A&E for anything and everything on your wash pad. A&E Pressure Washers on the 99. Just look for the big blue sign.
Ask anyone who owns a Honda why it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing. Choose from Civic, CR-V, or Accord hybrids. Get 614 miles per tank, and the battery charges as you drive. Search your local Honda dealer today.
The Clovis Taco and Taps Trail returns this Saturday. The all-day experience runs from 12 noon to 8 o'clock at night. And the highlights, the Central Valley's favorite taco trucks and the thriving brewing community in Clovis.
Trolley cars and buses will be running for free to take guests from brewery to brewery, or you can hop on the trail to bike or walk to the participating businesses. Safety first.
Tasty and a lot of fun. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight for Action News Live at 11. Jimmy Kimmel Live is next, followed by Nightline.
And AM Live starts at 4:30 with overnight breaking news and the AccuWeather forecast. Watching for that fog to roll in for your morning commute. Remember, you can always download our ABC 30 mobile app for the latest local news and weather anytime. We leave you with this live look over downtown Fresno. Have a great night.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight, Demi Moore, Gavin Rossdale, plus music from Abraham Alexander and Adrian Casada with